Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Bold and the Beautiful early weekly spoilers for February 23rd through the 27th expect that Katie Logan, Heather Tom, panics, and Ivy Forrester, Ashley Brewer, is lashing out soon. We know it's going to be about Will Spencer, Crew Morrow. As we always do on Early Edition Day, we start with what's coming the rest of this week, and then we dive into next week. So on Wednesday, February 18th, we're going to pick up from Tuesday's episode, where Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, and Ridge Forrester, Thorsten Kaye, saw all those sketches sitting out in the Forrester living room, and he is grilling Eric Forrester. And then we're going to have Katie and Bill Spencer show up and join the confrontation. They're going to be the ones who dropped the huge bombshell on Brooke and Ridge that Eric is the mystery designer that Katie hired. Ridge is going to be furious. I do believe Eric was going to sit on the secret and maybe lie and deny, but with Bill and Katie intervening and clearing things up, that's something important. Also on Wednesday, Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton, ignores Bill's warnings that it has to stay a secret, and Liam tells Hope Logan, Annika Noel, that Eric is Katie's mystery designer. Now, we already figured that Liam was going to spill the beans to Hope, but of course everybody is going to know very soon about Eric, and Hope is going to be stunned and realize that this could mean chaos for the Spencer and the Forrester families. She's got one foot in each camp, with her mom, Brooke, being a Forrester, and she's married to a Spencer. Plus, Donna Logan, Jennifer Garris, is already panicking over Eric's breathing problems. And I wonder if Donna is going to tell Ridge and the others that Eric is sick. Now, Ridge knew from the doctor violating HIPAA that his dad was having some stress issues, but this is something else. And I'm sure if Donna tries to reveal this, Eric may actually shush his wife, and she should listen to her elder. All right, Thursday, February 19th, we've got things heating up, and this is more carryover from Tuesday and Wednesday. Still in the Forrester living room, we've got Brooke and Donna and Bill and Katie looking on, some horrified, as Eric and Ridge go at it. This is a big confrontation. Ridge predictably goes off on everybody after Bill and Katie reveal that Eric's big secret is that he's designing for them at Logan. Eric's upset at Ridge, and Eric's yelling at Ridge that he can still design and accuses his son of trying to take this away from him. Ridge is going to snap back on Eric and tell him to stop. This is enough. Ridge is insisting that he already apologized for pushing Eric into retirement. I expect that Ridge is going to say that Eric has to quit, and he's going to tell Katie and Bill something like, "I'm done letting you try to kill my dad." Something like that, something horrible. But during the big showdown with Ridge, we're going to again see Eric go into crisis. This is way too much stress. He's going to start gasping for air. Bill is alarmed. He rushes to help Eric, and Ridge is yelling that they need to call 911. I wonder if Eric is going to refuse medical attention. I saw a photo I can't show you for copyright reasons, but it looks like that Ridge and Eric are alone in one of the bedrooms at the mansion, and Eric is rebuttoning his vest. It's this very distinctive brown vest he had under the blue jacket. So I don't know if the EMTs came and checked him out, or maybe if Eric just went to another room and took off his jacket and tried to cool down. But this is going to get really bad really fast. Obviously, Eric needs medical attention, but like with his cancer, he didn't want to tell anybody, and he didn't want to discuss what happened with the doctor. So I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if Eric is sitting on even more secrets about his health. Then, on Friday, February 20th, we are going to pick back up with some other storylines. So this week, Dylan, Sydney Bullock, and Will are at his beach house, just the two of them. They're hugging again. I'm sure that Dylan is comforting Will over his girlfriend walking out. I'm sure they're discussing Electra Forrester, Linnea Grace ultimatum, but at the same time, Will doesn't want Dylan living in her car. It's not safe, there's no shower, there's no bathroom, and there's no kitchen, and it's horrible. Also, R.J. Forrester, Brian Nicoletti, is back around this week, and I'm expecting to see him in scenes with Elektra. I can even see Ivy pushing R.J. and Elektra together to make sure that she doesn't go back to Will. Meanwhile, Elektra's boyfriend is trying to talk her out of walking away. Will is with Elektra in the Forrester Creations showroom, and he's saying everything was fine, and then Ivy came along and ruined everything. And of course, Elektra's aunt is being nosy again, and she's eavesdropping on them. If Will sees her, I bet he's going to have something to say, because he was ticked that Ivy Forrester was spying on him, lurking outside of his house and peeping in windows instead of just coming to the door like a human. Plus, Elektra tries to get Will to see her side of it, and she wants him to imagine what if she had a guy living with her, how would he feel? I think that's a very fair question. This is a complicated issue. We're going to have more of Elektra and Will thinking and talking about their relationship problems, both together and to others. And then, back over at the Forrester mansion, unless they convince him to go to the hospital, we're going to have Eric confessing a whole lot of things to Ridge and Brooke. And this may be Eric explaining his reasons for going to Logan. You know, he may even be telling Ridge and Brooke about the health problems he's been dealing with. Eric admitted to Donna that he is having second thoughts about taking this spot at Logan, but then he told her he couldn't let Katie down. So I think he's going to dig in his heels. If Ridge hadn't pulled the surprise retirement party, all of this could have been avoided. But he hurt Eric and set this in motion on Bold and the Beautiful. We should get some answers soon about Eric's health and whether Donna, Ridge, or anybody else can get Eric to stop designing. And of course, you know Ridge is going to keep pushing and say this proves he was right to force Eric into retirement. The week of February 23rd through the 27th is the last week of sweeps. It wraps on February 25th, which is Wednesday. So Elektra's heart is breaking, and RJ may seize this opportunity. Plus, Ivy is pressing Elektra to not cave in and let Will explain his way out of this. Katie may bring Deke Sherp on board at Logan if Eric insists on staying, so that he's got somebody there supporting him. It is a lot, him doing a whole bunch of design on his own, where before, over at Forrester, he was working with a team of people. Ridge, Donna, Katie, Brooke, even Bill, everybody's worried about Eric's health. Ridge stands firm and says Eric has to step away from Logan, and word is going to spread that Eric is the designer behind the scenes that Logan was teasing in their PR. Tensions escalate between Katie and Brooke next week. Of course, Katie doesn't want Eric's health at risk, but Brooke and Ridge are going to harp on Katie about starting her own company being a bad idea. They think Ridge talked her into it, and it's been a disaster from the start. I mean, Ridge is the worst. We all know that, right? Will gets closer to Dylan, and Will may convince Dylan to stay at the beach house until she can afford an apartment. She has a job at Il Gardino now, but maybe Deacon can get her into one of the little places above the pizza place. Donna is terrified she could lose Eric and will be continuing to pressure him to step back from Logan. And Will may consider jumping ship over to Spencer Logan. I don't think it's going to be very easy for him at all to work around Ivy after all this.